All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always, is my fearless co-host.
It's me, Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. Wow, that was very anticlimactic. Last week, we had like this massive introduction, and this week, you're like, yeah, it's me, Mr. Matt Snyder.
It's me. Sometimes though, you got to do that. Sometimes you got to, you go in big and strong, and people then start to expect it, and I got to change it up.
Dude, I always go in big and strong.
Well,
I don't ever go halfway. What's the fun in going halfway?
Lowering the bar of people's expectations, then you can surpass it. I don't know.
That's funny because I've actually heard people say to me before, they're like, Jay, you are the king of bad dad jokes, so you must be hilarious. And I'm like, I'm really not that funny.
Just got lots of bad dad jokes.
Yeah, and most of the time
Which is hilarious.
I read them. It's not like I recall them constantly.
I think it's funny. Yeah, well, but you recall enough of them that you can repeat them.
I do have a couple on demand.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, and I like that. I like dad jokes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why we get along.
It is.
I got bad dad jokes. You got left turns. We just go in circles laughing the whole way.
That's right. We're like some kind of weird NASCAR potluck.
we're like a redneck NASCAR potluck.
We are.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, man.
Oh, the funniest thing is we're not actually like rednecks.
I kind of am, actually.
Well, nah, not really. I mean, you enjoy rednecks, but I don't think you are a redneck.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. My wife says I'm a well-dressed thanks to her, right? But
you're a
well-dressed redneck, right? Because I think like if noodling was a thing out here, I'd be doing it. I love all motorized things.
You don't fish.
That's because I have children. They can't. It takes too much time. Man. I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, but when was the last time you mowed your lawn and found a car?
If we're talking Hot Wheels, like last week.
No, not Hot Wheels. I mean like full size, because that's what Jeff Foxworthy used to say.
Yeah, he did used to say that. But also, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, is if it would be so different if I was living on my own. My wife is the reason that the lawn actually gets mowed, right? Like on a regular basis. Because I wouldn't give a crap, dude. It would be 1.5 feet long in my front. I wouldn't care.
I don't know.
That's what I mean. Like it doesn't bother me or anything.
Well,
so I don't know, man. Yeah. Would I have a car parked on the lawn? Probably. If it was a project, I probably would do it. If I didn't have another place to put it, I'd put it there. I don't care.
All right. If you start saying y'all regularly,
yeah.
If you start, I don't know, wearing cutoff T-shirts,
dude, I would
to work.
I would do it too. I would if I could.
If
I could. That's the thing. Yeah. If I could grow this out to 1 foot long, I would too. I'd have one of them. What are the duck call?
Oh yeah.
Guys, anyways.
Oh my gosh, Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty. I'd have a Duck Dynasty beard probably.
Right. Didn't one of those guys shave his beard off?
I don't know, but man, if I probably would if I could. That's all I'm saying. Something about that motors and you know what I mean. Like
motors I can
like
get behind.
Like,
you know that.
I just love it. And
give me a good motorcycle. Give me a good dirt bike. I'm in.
I've always wanted a backyard where I could just sit and shoot cans off the tree fence or the fence or whatever, and the fence posts.
Oh my gosh! Here I've got this vision of you right now, Old West style, with all the cans lined up on the fence. Just
give me a good lever action. And
yes,
little 22.
Yeah.
That would be fun, man.
Okay, so from now on we have Matt the Redneck Snyder.
I guess so. I guess I might have walked it. I deemed myself the redneck.
Yeah, you didn't walk into that.
It
you
just
redneck style belly flopped into that pool.
It's just what is, right? It's just what is. You know how some people, they're just like, this is the way I am, and it's the way I am. I'm just this way.
Uh-huh.
I can't change it.
Uh-huh. Your wife can, so I bet you could.
Well, she has a lot of influence. So... Yeah.
So, Mr. the Redneck.
Yeah.
What's new and exciting?
Well, we've got a 10-day coming up.
We do have a 10-day coming up.
Did I jump something?
You did,
What
but
did
it's
I
all
jump?
right.
What did I jump?
So tomorrow, we have
it's Thursday.
Mr. Eric Counts
That's right.
coming out to do his update
That's right.
to his credit class.
Yeah.
And
the Everest people get to go.
That's right.
That's right.
Anyone who has qualified for the Everest Real Estate Conference is going to get an invitation today, which reminds me, I should make a note to tell Audrey to get me the list of everybody who's qualified for the Everest Real Estate Conference so I can send them an email.
You should do that.
More on that in just a moment.
Yeah.
But they're invited to join us. It's going to be a Zoom link that we're sending out to everybody.
Yep.
It's not going to be long, maybe an hour, but it's going to start at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Don't say it. Mountain Time tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I won't say it.
Very good. And so, I'll be sending out that email invite link.
Cool.
Now.
But after that, there's a 10-day.
There is a 10-day after that.
Good.
And when does that start?
I don't remember.
It starts next Tuesday, the 7th
of June.
The 7th of June.
Sweet.
Yes.
I got it right.
Well,
I got it half right. I got the month.
You got the month right.
I got that.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
You got the
Jay.
month right.
I got
month
the month
right.
So,
oh, man.
So June 7th, which is a Tuesday.
That is a Tuesday. That is correct.
You should be there. What time?
Yes.
Utah time.
So
I got it.
You just had to dig it in there, didn't you?
I got it.
All right. So what we do is we're publishing the videos every single morning. It's like 8 o'clock, 8:30, 8, 9, somewhere in there. More on that to come in a minute.
Yeah.
But we publish them in the morning, and then they're live for 24 hours. That video has a training. I think the first one is the longest, and it goes for like an hour and a half. After that, they get subsequently shorter, and by the time you get to day 6 or 7, they're only like 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
Day 10 is a little bit longer again because we do a recap. But, you go out there, you watch the video, and then there's another post that comes up like an hour later that is where you submit all your homework.
Okay.
So you'll want to go in there, submit your homework every single day, and then we have Audrey go in after the fact, and she will tally up everybody's like homework assignments and everything and make sure that we recognize those people who've completed the 10-day challenge over the course of the 10 days.
Sweet.
Now, if you get a little behind, you don't need to worry about it as long as you're keeping up on the videos, right?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing that you need to do is keep up on the videos, and then you can submit the homework anytime before the 10-day concludes. In fact, Audrey's kind of lenient. She'll let you go maybe a day or two after, but don't push it.
Don't push it,
Don't
people.
push it.
Don't
So,
push it.
Anyway, so that's how the 10-day works. So if you want to be part of the 10-day challenge, just make sure you go out onto Facebook, search for Renatus 10-day challenge, and you'll find our Facebook group that you need to join. Upon joining the group, or when you join the group, you're going to have to answer 3 questions. And one of those questions is verifying that you are an ICM, because the Renatus 10-day challenge is designed for ICMs. So you need to be an ICM. An ICM is an independent contracted marketer, just in case you don't know.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that you're an ICM.
Yep.
And then answer the other 2 questions. I can't remember what they are, but they're very important.
Yeah.
Don't. Shh.
Man,
some people's guests are so not sneaky.
It's funny.
All right. So we've got Eric's update tomorrow. We have the 10-day challenge starting next week.
Yep.
What else do we have?
Well, we've got the Everest conference
my
itself,
gosh.
Man, coming up.
That's going to be...
That's not this weekend, but the next.
That's correct.
That's
going
to
to
be
next week.
Huge.
It is going to be huge. At last count, we're at right around 118 people that are coming out for it.
Bursting at the seams for this. Yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
That is full.
Full.
Too full.
Very, very full.
Very full.
So what we're going to do is we will have an overflow seating area where we're going to pipe in the signal upstairs. So we'll just connect the camera downstairs and take the feed upstairs and put it up on the TV there so that if anybody needs to stretch their legs, they can go up to the viewing area.
I think that I'd be there because you could snack. You can snack.
You can stand up. You can whatever. But at the same time, you can't ask your questions.
Can't ask your question. You're not sitting there. But you can snack and
it makes
watch
sense. I think that we're going to have people kind of rotating through there. They'll go up there for 15 minutes and then come back downstairs kind of thing is what I'm foreseeing. But
cool.
Here's what we need to make sure. For anybody who is attending the Everest Real Estate Conference, I will be sending out directions on how to get there. You need to follow the directions. If you just put the address in Google, it will take you to a dead end.
Oh, okay. So, yes, it will take you to a fence that you need a key to get through to get to the property, which
you will not
y'all
have.
don't have a key. Did you see what I did there?
Oh, look at you, redneck.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't have a key. So what ends up happening is you have to turn around, go all the way back down the mountain, and then down to the main road.
And then go out,
and then across the main road. Like you have to
around?
drive it's probably like a mile or something down the main road, then back up the entire mountain on the other road. And so like it adds like 15 minutes if you go the wrong way. It really sucks.
Yeah, don't do that. So follow the directions that I give you.
Not Google, not GPS.
Yeah, not Google.
You got to go analog for this.
Well, you can actually put it in the GPS, but I will give you direction on exactly what to put in the GPS.
What to put in. That's what I was going to say.
To take you to the right place.
If you put in the address, you're hosed. If you put in the place, like the what you're going to give them.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the name of the.
It's all good. I'll give it to everybody
Yeah.
who's going to be invited so that you get to the right place, but I need you to commit to following the directions that I sent you in the email. If you don't get the email, that means you're not invited. Some people have thought they're invited and they weren't invited. So make sure if you don't get the email.
Oh man.
If you don't get the email like today inviting you to Eric's thing, then that means I don't have you on the list, period.
Have you ever shown up to a party you weren't invited to?
Oh, it doesn't go well. No, and
man, that's a brutal realization.
you know what? I don't think I ever have.
It happened to me in high school once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody on the line with me now say, "Oh."
Yeah.
Aw.
Years of counseling. I'm over it now. I'm not really. It was
Not really.
It was one of those. No, I'm just mean. It was a funny kind of circumstance, but I ended up and I realized, oh, I'm not.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Whoops.
Okay. All right. So the Everest Real Estate Conference, it's going to be amazing. We've talked all about it. We don't need to take more time to cover how amazing it's going to be.
Yep.
Everyone who's on the line with us is going to be jealous. That does mean that we will not have the J.A.M podcast next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Because I'll be out of pocket.
You'll be gone.
It won't.
Yep.
That ain't going to happen.
Yeah. No.
But the week after.
The week after,
We'll be back.
We'll be here. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah.
With T-shirts.
With
on.
bells.
Bells?
Too. Bells on.
Bells and T-shirts?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Fair enough.
next up in
Yeah.
our laundry list of to-dos
What do we got?
is the Leaders Retreat.
Oh, yes.
And we have
Costa Rica, my friend.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Oh, close your eyes with me, everybody, real quick, and just take a deep breath in. Smell the Costa Rican air. Oh, yeah.
That's tropical. It smells good. Man,
It does smell
There's
good.
something really fun about humidity. Like
You know-
when trust me, I hate it.
Tropical humidity
But-
is not the same thing as like what I grew up with
Okay,
humidity.
yeah, in Ohio,
Yeah.
that's no, not that. Not lake humidity.
Right.
Lake humidity is for,
Yeah.
it's below us.
For the mistakes by the lake.
It's one of the mistakes by the lake.
That's what we used to call
But-
Cleveland. The
Yeah,
mistake by the lake.
The mistake by the lake. I've never been, so I'll take your word for it. But but there's something really like fun and exciting about that tropical kind of.
I tell you what, you
even
get
though I get chafed like my
yeah,
arms
but
and my legs,
but it's
and,
not
like,
as like I don't know. There's something, and maybe it's just that we're with the Renatus family all at the same time.
maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
And maybe that's why I actually don't mind it. I
Yeah.
hate humidity. When I moved to the high desert back 1,000 years ago,
Yeah.
that was the thing I looked forward to most, was getting away from the humidity.
Yeah, I can see that. I think living in it would really stink, but it's just fun
Oh,
for
it
a
does,
week.
literally.
Like to get there. I know, right? To get there for a week and you just enjoy it. It's fun, but if you're anything like me,
Yeah.
Amazon has a chafe stick it's magical.
Oh,
it will
you know
take
what?
all of your pain and
Okay.
anguish away.
Here we go.
So
Never mind. I can't go there. There's stuff.
So-
There's things and stuff and products that you can look up. One thing that I have found that is phenomenally good to do
Yeah.
is look up what like professional runners recommend.
Yeah.
Because they're used to chafing
Well, when you run
So-
26.2 miles, you're
Right.
gonna chafe
for
so-
fun.
Yeah, for kicks.
Ugh,
Who are these people?
not it. That's not me.
Yeah, it's
But
not me.
but there's
I don't
something
know.
magical when you walk out into that air that's filled with that tropical humidity,
yeah,
and there's a slight breeze going on. You just kind of feel like yes.
it's pretty cool.
Yes.
It's pretty fun.
And
I
my
like it.
my wife's hair goes poof.
Yeah, it goes
It's
frizzy.
awesome. And
Yeah.
she gets all like this beach babe look going on.
Oh,
and- oh yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Well, right on. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a good time.
It is,
Let alone
and
all the Renatus peeps will be
we're
there.
gonna be there.
Yeah, we'll all be there.
Yes,
It's fun to hang out with everybody. Fun to build those relationships.
yes.
Sometimes critical, I would say, to business and to build those relationships.
You know what?
Some of the most critical relationships come out of those kinds of things.
Absolutely, because the people that attend the leaders retreat are the leaders.
Yeah.
And when they attend, you build a relationship with them, a personal relationship with them.
Yeah.
And then when they have questions, they can come to us without reservation because they know who we are.
I have built relationships with people at leaders retreats
Yes.
that have helped me close combos.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's why I say, like,
That's awesome.
critical to your business,
Right.
to, like, because they were a huge help in closing. There's more than one. There's actually several.
That's
in the
awesome.
past, so.
Make sure, everybody online with us, make sure that you fly into, I'm going to call it Liberia. I think
Not Africa.
that's what it used to be. It's not Africa. I think it's the Liberia
I think it is.
International
But you were telling me it got
Airport.
changed or something. It's like the northernmost airport, I think. But
Yeah, it is.
We'll probably get
It's the
directions.
one on the west side of Costa
the west
Rica.
northwest side of
Yeah.
Costa Rica. So.
But we're going to the Western Reserva Conchal, and you
Yeah.
got to make sure that you reserve through our link. If you don't reserve through our link, you can't join us.
yeah, it's a big deal.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
It's like that. Don't go outside of the link. It really. Somebody always does it, and it's
Don't do
always it causes all sorts of problems. So
Bad things, man.
Yeah.
Bad things.
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our featured guest. We have a featured guest on today.
Yes, we do.
I'm very excited about this featured guest.
Why?
Well, all right. I'm going to tell you a little story.
Okay.
Once
I'm
upon a
listening.
time,
Yeah.
in a land very, very near, and with people you know and love,
Yes.
we had an opportunity for expansion in the Renatus advocacy group.
Yep.
And so we had this, my wife and I don't attend very many basketball games.
Uh-huh.
The Stark clan is gifted athletically in many ways. Basketball is not one of them.
Yeah.
So I have not gone to many basketball games since I was in high school.
Yeah.
But the Stark girls are very gifted at cheerleading. The boys think they're gifted at cheerleading. They're not as much. But the girls are very gifted at cheerleading.
Yeah.
And my daughter was hosting a cheerleading like camp thing
Yeah.
for young girls.
Yeah.
And then they would perform at the high school basketball game halftime show.
Gotcha.
And so we went because, one, our daughter is helping to teach, and two, because our other daughter was one of the participants.
Yep.
Two of our daughters actually were. Anyway, and so we're sitting there at this basketball game, and not being too familiar with basketball, we took the only seat that was available, which was the front row seat.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in the very front row. I do not love sitting in the very front row, but we're sitting in the very front row.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere comes this lady who lives in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she came and sat down right next to Whitney, and she just starts talking, and they're laughing because they're friends from way back. And so they're having a good time. And Whitney looks over and says, "Well, how's your job going?" And she said, well, this, that, the other concerns. And Whitney goes, "You should work for Jay at Renatus." To which the question came back, "What's Renatus?" Well, 2 days later, Renatus had its latest and greatest employee.
We create real estate investors.
We do create real estate investors. And I'm super happy, and I know that so many of the people that are online with us especially have been blessed by Audrey Hansen joining our team. She brings a spirit of compassion and advocacy on behalf of every single one of our customers. And to absolutely sum up who she is, Matt actually said to me one time, he said, Jay, Audrey embodies the Renatus spirit.
It's true. I remember that.
Which is high praise,
Yep.
very high praise for anyone.
Yes.
So Miss Audrey Hansen, welcome to the Renatus J.A.M.
Well, thank you. Thank you both.
Yeah.
My
Welcome.
goodness. Well, it is my pleasure.
Nice. So I mean, I got a couple of questions for you, but I'd really love to hear. Whoa, what just happened? Did you hear that?
Yeah, you
Something
sound-
like. There we go.
You sound better now.
Now I sound better. All right.
Sort of.
Sorry.
Sort of better.
Don't make me come over there.
Sounds a little. No, I'm
Dear
serious. It
Jay,
sounds like a.
you sound like you have a face for radio. Love, Matt.
You sound like you have a voice for radio. So.
Does that mean I'm like really ugly? I don't even know what that means.
That just means you got a great voice for radio.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Audrey, tell me a little bit about tell me about your perspective of the basketball game and how long have you been with Renatus and why Renatus? Why did you choose to work here?
Wow. Well, I thought you summed up how it all occurred at the basketball game pretty well. Of course, it was easy to be interested because I know the character of both you and Whitney. And so when she mentioned that, where you work and what you're taking part in, I needed to know about that. And I appreciate the opportunity I had to come in here and actually see just what Renatus is all about.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love that Bob says is see the people. And it's true. It's true. It's all about seeing the people here, and I love that. I love that.
That's awesome because that's one of the things that I feel like you are best at is seeing and hearing our people. It's always kind of fun when you get to know people because there's this like we can allow past experiences to kind of put people in boxes in our head.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I don't feel like you do. You don't put people in boxes as far as saying, oh, well, this person is, hard to work with, or this person is whatever. You listen to every call like it's the first time you've ever talked to that person and then advocate on their behalf. So what attracted you to Renatus? What was it about? Because I remember, we ended up, was it that night, the night of the game, that you actually came in here?
It actually was that weekend because my daughter had a prom. I don't know if you remember that, but they were going to be meeting in Salt Lake for pictures prior.
That's what it was.
And you said, come. Well, it was really neat because you did send me a text later that night and said, I'm not kidding. I'd be interested in having you come and work for me, and then asked if I could come in the next day. So I'm like, I'm coming back from the Capitol. They're taking pictures. I can stop in. And it was really neat just to come in here and see the energy that is here. And it was great.
It was totally a unique circumstance because in that interview, if that's what we want to call it, Whitney was sitting there the whole time. Whitney does not like sit in on interviews, but she's like, Audrey's coming, I'm coming too. I'm like, what?
That's funny.
Well, and it was wonderful because as the questions were coming about, you could tell her passion for Renatus as well. So it was like, number one, I love Whitney. I love you. And just to hear just your energy and excitement about what is Renatus drew me so much. And how could you not want to be a part of that, right? It's just all good.
Awesome.
All good.
So how long have you been with Renatus now?
So 2 years, rolling into my third year here. So I got here right before the big C hit and right before we rolled out Helios.
The big cheese?
We can't say it's Blovid 20 minus 1. Right? Like, I think we'll get like a, I don't know, you get yanked or something.
Yeah.
We're going to get fact-checked.
We're going to get fact-checked.
Exactly.
Because we said
my gosh.
in and a computer will pick it up or something.
trying to avoid that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
that was
so
all exciting.
Did you? Was it 2020?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, it was. Well,
So-
2019. I came in November.
Yeah.
You came in November, so the end of
Yes.
2019 you
Mhm.
got here.
Yeah.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. So,
Yeah.
so this past national conference was the first time
Yes.
that you had an in-person national.
Yes, it was fantastic, and I
Yeah.
was so excited to meet the Renatus family because the community is
I was excited
amazing.
for you. I remember too because right before that next national, so it was November you came on board. It would have been March that next year in 2020 that we were going to do a national, and
Yeah.
then we did, but it got changed
It
right
got
at the
moved
last
to the
moment.
It was
online
online.
format.
Yeah, so we couldn't host a big meeting
Right.
like normal. Obviously, everything locked down, and I was kind of bummed because I was like, "Man, Audrey's gonna get her chance to see what this is like, And then that all happened, and then
Yeah.
the next year we had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so it was really actually fun for me. It's always fun for me, for employees particularly to go through their first national because there's something truly kind of magical about it, and
Absolutely.
meeting all the people, putting a face to the name, putting,
Right.
understanding what people are doing and the impact that Renatus has truly made on their lives. That's fun. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fun. I don't know. There's nothing like it. So
And I have to say though, because I did come in and everyone was talking, oh, nationals, and then
yeah.
then we went to the online version. But you know what? I took a lot away from that as well. I wasn't meeting the people in person, but and also to see, and you people need to know just how much the corporate folks here care about the community and the lengths they go through to see that you are receiving these special opportunities, and just to
Yeah.
see that all come together, that was incredible. Just the way everyone just fell into place and took care of those things and got those things taken care of, and then looking into the next year when we realized that was going to happen again, and
Yeah.
having our live studio audience that was up on screen, so we actually so I just loved and do love that is always the case,
Yeah.
looking to make sure that the best is happening for
Yeah.
the community. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it truly has been obviously an interesting experience over the last couple of years. I'm sure it's an experience that we'll be talking about for years.
Sure.
Just like anyway, we'll be talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
And where you came into Renatus and never knew anything but that,
Right.
it makes sense that you would see that and go, oh yeah, this is cool. And I love that you pointed out the good things that did come from our opportunity to meet online for those 2 years. And what was the change for you in the experience between seeing the online for 2 years and then seeing the in-person?
I mean, there's just something about being one-on-one with people.
Yeah.
It's just an entirely different type of energy. I could see the commitment and the things that were being taken away from those online experiences, but you could see, I mean, the love for
Yeah.
Renatus, the love for how people have grown and
Yeah.
progressed in their lives because of Renatus, and the gratitude that is there, and the desire for it to continue to perpetuate, which was amazing.
Yeah.
There was so much energy that came from it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I know you've had a ton of experience now, 3 years worth, 2.5 years, with the Renatus family, and with watching the entire company go through cycle and go through peak and valley, and and you've seen hard times, you've seen good times, and now you have taken on the responsibility of doing the onboarding call, and as well, really officiating the 10-day challenge. What is some of the growth that you have seen? Let's talk specifically about the 10-day challenge. What is some of the growth that you've seen come through that?
Oh my goodness, I love the 10-day challenge. And even as I'm doing the onboarding training, I say if you're a new ICM, you need to do the 10-day challenge.
Yeah.
It is incredible the time that Bob has put together this 10 days for people to focus on those things that are going to help them and build them and help them understand themselves and where they're at. And of course we want you to perpetuate and do well with the real estate investment, but it builds people individually too. It's not just about the real estate investment, but them It's about the person. And again, going back to see the people, where making everybody their best selves is what it's about. And the climatic thing for me is the fourth day of the challenge, when people share their stories. And I think that's when people reach the heart of what they're doing and why they're doing it. That's my very favorite climatic part. And if you can, that's what I would say, stick it out. Get that, share your story. Once you've reached that point, boy, you can be on a roll. You can be on a roll with it. So I love that.
That's awesome.
It is. It's that's what I was talking about, the fun of the national. That's the fun of the 10-day, right? And it sounds like it has kind of that aspect of, like, you get to see people overcome some of the things they're afraid of, and work on themselves and become better. And it sounds kind of cheesy and like cliche maybe a little bit, but it is so rewarding to see people go through that, and it's rewarding to go through it yourself. Like that's what I love about Renatus, right? Like, and I've done it myself with so many things. It's pushed me out of my comfort zone and to work harder on things, and I see, I mean, people that drove school buses, or ran a laundromat, or I don't know, something, right? And watch them become very successful.
Right.
That's fun.
So
it's fabulous, yeah.
So obviously the intent of the 10-day challenge is to empower people to go out there and start making sales of the Renatus education.
Money-making activities.
Right.
Exactly. And so it's giving them those daily tasks and tools that they can implement that will allow them to stay focused and on track with money-making activities, just like you said. My question is, I have an assumption in my mind. I want you to confirm this for me.
Okay.
And maybe I'll tell you what my assumption is. My assumption is that every single person that gets into the 10-day, that digs in, that really takes advantage of all of the opportunity that's there, and then turns around and starts making sales. My assumption is that a mindset shift precedes making sales. Have you seen that happen?
Absolutely. And I love how you say mindset change, because you can't do it halfway and have change.
Right.
And so when they, someone, and I love that you said out of your comfort zone, because I hear that over and over again as people are doing the 10-day challenge, because that's what's happening is they're breaking out of that, they're getting that mindset change, and then they see what they're capable of without realizing what was already there and just needed to be unleashed. And so that's what it's all about, overcoming that challenge and making those phone calls, and it's impressive.
Right, doing those hard things.
Right.
And in doing the hard thing, you actually change your mindset. And when your mindset changes, you show up differently for other people.
Exactly.
And that starts to attract more success into your life.
Absolutely. Right. And when you have that positive focus and energy, people can't help but be drawn to it.
Yeah. Do you have any like fun experiences that have come from the 10-day that have just made you laugh?
Fun. I mean, I've shared about the stories. I think it's really not humorous. It's really just uplifting. Like I'm trying to think of something funny. People put their hearts out on the table when they're doing this. So it's not really. It's really more about. Dang, these people just get inspired, and I love that. And sometimes I guess that's what makes me laugh, because I'm just like, oh, I love this. They're so excited. They're so pumped. They're just and their joy with the situation and knowing that it's a possibility going forward, or getting those sales. Man, that's when it's exciting. When you start hearing people say, I got it. I got orders. I've got orders. I've got people that are interested, because now they have, that stick-to-itiveness that is making that happen. It's so cool. It's so cool. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for the next 3 years with Renatus to see what we can create together, to see how we continue to progress and to just build better and help more people, because that's what it's all about. And you truly embody the spirit of help and service and of love, of loving our people.
Thank you.
So thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you do. And thank you for the many lives that you've blessed inside and outside of Renatus. You rock.
Aw, thank you. Back at you.
Aw, thank you. Well, I appreciate everybody who's online with us today. We will not be around next Wednesday, but we will be back the Wednesday after. That's 2 weeks from today, which means it's like what, the 15th or something like that of June.
I think next week I might be here and
The
just
15th.
in cutoffs.
With a
Cutoff
ripped
shirt.
T-shirt. Picture
Straw.
didn't happen.
Uh,
Picture didn't happen.
all right.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us live once again. Don't forget that it's because of the people who are associated with it that Renatus truly rocks. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you. Renatus rocks.
Yes.